the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
You see, about Nsem-Pii TV. So, one of the founding fathers of the National Democratic Congress, Ato Ahwoi, and our clash with Paul Adom Otchere. Good morning, Ghana, and Nsem-Pii on live set. So, now Nsem-Pii catch Paul Adom Otchere and say, "Shut up over there." I say, "Hey, na then I escalate ya go through some pempen so we na efiri hin ne ba ni na ko free Musa dankwa polling Musa dankwa share poll bi ase na o say oye na every 3 months dey share one omoye likely say omobe den omobe ba after President Mahama inti oye poll no and o say according to the poll no Haruna Idrisu elidi Asiedun Ketia etoso second Julius Debra Professor Jaina na omuna no odiomo so release these polls now or say an NDC for no or yes poll no or yeah across the length and breadth of the country Ghana fu na diomanu etum and Paul Adom Otchere na dream efa ho the likelihood say Haruna Idrisu ebe emerge as the next flag bearer of the new National Democratic Congress. And now was also cast Haruna Idrisu na nkasa ka say obi ti say Professor Jaina na ebe ye the flag bearer ebe fine. And now omo ka say sadia or dey supporting man Professor Jaina na likely say Haruna Idrisu ebe ye ne running mate and as a device. Into omo disan kobono ye debate say interview no be so. And the founding father Ato Ahwoi a friend show no so I can say Paul Adom Otchere he should shut up. The National Democratic Congress omunyo to say the new patriotic party omoye democratic democratic polling say aneba in penifo no kotanase no mu decide say we are no bia eden abedi etire a long history ne even yomukwa for the late His Excellency Johnny Vazatamo Zeba Kofu Bibri Kak the omo person mu kibia but the omo de bae na obe emerge as president of the Republic of Ghana saso na omo ye emisata na Kofu Bibri na wansunyi wa ene obe vice president Professor Jaina na so sa nom kan omo anye polling bia inti Paul Adom Otchere he should shut up there yengo tie interview I call so ne Ato Ahwoi ni calling in into the show or catch hosting say man if Paul Adom Otchere beto the National Democratic Congress kwa Nsem-Pii.
Yes, I do.
Have you seen the story?
Which one is it? What
DSTV? No, it's not DSTV. Why NPP and Jubilee House rejected Musa Dankwa's money-driven pool?
Yes, I've seen it. What, you have a problem with it?
I'm surprised. When we get there, because I was talking about Musa Dankwa's conversation with Ben Malone on TV last night.
Yes.
You know, Ben Malone was unhappy with the Musa Dankwa's post.
Yeah, he's asked him to stop it.
And Musa Dankwa responded very strongly, and he actually said that the NPP didn't do that. And that then some of the NPP social media people were quoting it. And you know, these days they have something they call it's a home fight.
Yes.
With the concern Musa.
But Malone is he NDC?
No, Malone's point was that it is too early in the government to be polling
who is leading and who is
not leading. So Musa Dankwa brought a poll in America, and Malone said that in America, where is the home of polls, they don't do that. So Musa Dankwa pulled something and said they do that. They are already polling who is coming after Trump.
And
but the Herald's thing is interesting.
It makes me a bit uncomfortable at the time because of the timing. It makes me uncomfortable.
But Musa is doing his work. I don't know why people tell me for when.
That's what he's saying. That you can't tell him what to do.
And he says something very important. That look, as far as the NDC is concerned, Jomama is phasing up.
Right.
So it's going to be a whole new architecture.
Yeah, it always happens.
So a new architecture. There's nothing wrong with posturing the people who possibly could be at the forefront and see the acceptability.
Yes.
So he doesn't see anything wrong. And to me, it convinced me. Earlier on, I was a bit.
But it's the outcomes that he's giving that is concerning people.
People
are hiding behind the concern of the outcomes to suggest that he shouldn't do it at all.
But Paul,
this consistent Haruna Idrisu is leading. He's making people very uncomfortable.
Why?
Why, Paul?
Because, you know...
It's not him.
So
It's the people he polls.
you know, as for the issue about the contest,
Yes.
it's one of the down points of democracy, but we need it for democracy to be sustained.
The MPP one,
All right.
the outcomes of the polls on MPP.
Yes,
It's worrying a lot of people.
That's what I'm coming to. When the president, who is doing a last term, takes the oath, that is the end of the matter.
Yes.
Once he's taking the oath, the contest has started.
Yes.
So the contest started at Independence Square.
Yes.
In 2005.
That's the reality.
In 2005, I was in Parliament when Kufuor had been sworn in, and I think there was a state dinner that they always do that.
After the State of the Nation.
at the forecourt of the State House, that side near Parliament. So this was 2005, January 7th, same day.
Yeah.
Then Akufo-Addo walks in. This is the same day that Kufuor was sworn in.
Okay.
Akufo-Addo walks in and Victor Newman and co are cheering him. They ain't coming. Hey, it's your time. That's the same day. Akufo-Addo was hiding from the cameras. He was so embarrassed.
Wow.
As soon as they had organized it, and people who supported Kufuor were very upset. The state officials who were running the show at the castle, they were very upset. What is this? The same day. You see, because
He can't wait.
nobody can wait.
No, it's
Part of the. If you wait, you lose.
You lose. No,
If you wait, you lose.
it's all political strategy.
So that's
People are
what's
setting
happening
agenda.
So that's what is happening now. When Akufo-Addo was sworn in 2021, as soon as he was sworn in, people told Alan, and I know, that don't accept ministerial position. If you do that, they set a trap for you. This is your time. Announce that, thank you very much, Mr. President, for the first term. I don't want to be in. I'm hitting the road. It was a topsy-turvy for the Alan people to come to look at. They were looking at it. But then he submitted himself to the vetting to continue another Ministry of Trade. There were some strong Alan supporters that said that if you do this, you are done. Because they are going to create Muhammadu Bawumia, and he's brilliant. And Ghanaians like him. If you don't cut your path right now, you go into it, you're out.
Were they right or wrong?
Well, posterity will judge. I don't know. So if the polls had come out then, Musa Nankwa did polls then in 2021, and said that in the MPP race, some other person, some other minister, who can I even talk about? Some Osafo Mafo or somebody. Osafo is too old. Boache Jako. He had executive minister though, but assuming he was a minister.
Yes.
Boache Jako hasn't said that he's running, but consistently you say Boache Jako is leading.
Yes.
It's discomforting, and it is this discomfort that is making people attack you.
To who?
To those who support Asidun Ketia. You are saying that Haruna, every day you bring post, Haruna Idrisu is leading. Haruna Idrisu hasn't said he wants to do anything.
Paul.
Consistently you say Haruna Idrisu is leading. Why? That's why the Herald is going after him like that.
What is the guy polling? Musa Dankwa is asking Ghanaians, not NDC.
Hold on. He's asking Ketia people.
Who would you prefer to take over after John Mahama is done with his tenure?
He's asking NDC people.
No,
it's an NDC people.
No. It's a Ghanaian thing. It's not an NDC matter.
You have to check that.
No, it's a Ghanaian thing.
Okay, so Ghanaians.
It says Ghanaians would wish.
Who are neither NDC. And consistently, the Ghanaians look at the NDC situation
as an heir to the throne.
And they say Haruna Idrisu.
Yes.
Are you sure it's all Ghanaians?
No,
there was one poll that he did that I had a difficulty with. I had a small problem with.
Right.
He polled among MPP people who does NDC like.
Yes.
And then among NDC people who does MPP like. Yes. I don't understand that poll.
And then the MPP people say they want Asedun Ketia.
Yes, I'm MPP.
MPP say they want.
I want to defeat NDC.
Yes.
It is true that in politics, there's always a small morality among politicians. I've worked with them, I know. So when a politician says that, I think Alan Chemate will be a better president, he may be NDC, but sometimes that's genuine. He knows that if this guy is president of Ghana, you think that it will be good. I will still campaign against him, but I like the way he is. So people should not discount that too much to mean that is a candidate we can beat.
Right.
That's people are looking at it like that. No, there's a bit of morality among politicians where when you ask them, so that's where the respect comes. You see, there are MPP people who respect some NDC people. Neil Nante Van der Poel here is respected by many MPP people. Right. There are some NDC people that MPP people don't respect.
True.
And vice versa.
Fact.
So that comes across. There are many NDC people today who would not mind in the way future to see Afenyo Markin as president. They won't mind.
The challenge is that you can't tell whether the person's preference is born out of a genuine.
I agree with you on
genuine
that.
intention, or the person is playing mischief.
Yes.
So at this point, we'll take a break. We'll take a break.
Talking about the point is that people are uncomfortable, and I'm just saying that they are uncomfortable because Musa Danquah is not polling their favorite candidate.
Right.
And then they will now come and sort of appreciate some of us and why we're fighting Musa Danquah, because it's not very easy to be watching polls and your favorite candidate is at the 4th place, 5th place, 4th place. I mean, I don't know how he sees it that Haruna Idrisu consistently is leading this thing all the time.
Okay.
Well, on the NPP side, he has Baumia sort of leading all the time.
Right.
But somebody read the demographics to me. One of the Educhum supporters read the demographics to me and said that if you look at the people Musa Danquah is polling, he's polling 55 and above in the MPP contest.
Okay.
And if you are polling 55 and above, then you are missing the main demographics of the voting population, etc.
Right.
I have not looked at it, but that's a complaint they had. That you should look at those posts very well, etc. But I think I'll encourage him to continue doing it. He should just hope that he doesn't get any major thing wrong.
All right.
Otherwise, he becomes like my uncle Benefson, who did so well in 96, 2000, and then once he got something wrong, all the people came after him. He's predicted, for instance, that.
I like the way of late you've been presenting Paul Adom Otchere come and cause confusion in the NDC.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to say. I like the way you've been doing that consistently of late. Paul Adom Otchere is a person who has never found anything correct with the NDC. He is one of the people who always wants to be on the side of Akufo-Addo. I know the relationship between him and Akufo-Addo, and Paul knows that I know the things I'm talking about are correct. This is the Paul Adom Otchere when NDC was in power, who came to my office and wanted me to get a position for him. But let him do whatever the mischief that he's trying to do. He's on a mischief assignment, and it's not going to help him in any way, shape, or form. And I would like him to concentrate on his MPP things, whilst we also concentrate on our NDC things. The NDC is very clear. It says that it will select a running mate, what is not running mate, the other one, a flag bearer, at least within 1 year of the election. So it means we can choose to select our flag bearer sometime in 2028 or 2027. So all these things that are going on, causing confusion between Asiedun and Julius Debra and everybody, it's just the typical trademark of Paul Adom Otchere. And I don't think we should give him the chance to I don't think you, Moro, should give him the chance to do what he's doing on the TV. It's not right, and I don't expect you to give a platform to this guy to do what he's doing. We have our party, and we are running our party, and we know when we are going to elect our flag bearer. He can go through all the rigmarole that he wants, but Moro, you know very well that NDC, we have a way of doing our own thing. Do you remember that when Atamels was selected as running mate by the NDC, as flag bearer by NDC, nobody thought he was going to do it. But we got him in, and he got it. The same thing, when people were fighting about who should be the running mate with Mahama, all sorts of names were mentioned, but the NDC went and brought Nana Jane, and Nana Jane is now the vice president. So I think we should keep quiet and be careful the way we do our things with as far as the NDC is concerned. We have our system of doing things, and that system hasn't failed us, and it will not fail us. So tell Paul Adom Otchere to keep whatever bad things he wants to do to NDC to himself, because he won't succeed. And some of us who are old members of the party will not allow him to succeed. We are going to make sure that NDC will go through their system and select whoever has to be the flag bearer or the running mate or whatever it is at the appropriate time. The time is not now. Mahama has done only 9 months of the 4 years. And I don't understand why we are going through this thing of trying to select a running mate now or a flag bearer now. It is not yet time. President Mahama has done only 4 months, 9 months, and we have 3.5 more years to go. So people should just keep quiet and let him do his governance. Paul Adom Otchere, please keep quiet and shut your mouth and let Mahama serve his term. You never did what you are doing today when Akufo-Addo was in power. So please, let us have a peace. Yes.
Uncle Ato, first of all, we want to thank you very much for the advice. First of all, for calling in. First of all, for watching the show, and secondly, for calling and making your inputs as far as the conversation we're having is concerned. But what we here at Metro TV can assure you of is that when we invite people for programs, we don't invite them because we have some ulterior motive. I mean, first of all, Paul is a member of this company. He's a staff of this company. He has a program called Good Evening Ghana. And so as a staff of this company, he's entitled. In fact, he has a right to appear on any platform if the platform deems it fit to invite him, to come and express his opinion. Basically, his opinion is expressing. And there's always somebody from the other side who would counter or disagree with him if what he's saying is not factual. So it is not like we're doing a one-on-one with him, where he comes and says things and perhaps the host is not asking, proper, relevant, critical follow-up questions. That is not the case at all. And it is also not my call. I don't personally decide who comes on the show. There's a production team that works with the head of the programs department who decide who appears on the show or what show and at what time and on what day. So it's not personal. I mean, I don't make that call at all. But your concerns are well noted. I'm sure management is listening. I'm sure management believes that there's something that ought to change as far as the paneling is concerned. I'm sure that management will take that right decision. But your concerns are well noted. We thank you very much for your input.
Can I make an intervention?
You want to make an intervention?
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Ato, and good morning. I'm very happy to hear Uncle Ato talking. Him and I support the same Manchester United club, and so I'm very happy to hear him. Good morning, Uncle Ato. Thank you very much for intervening.
Good morning.
No, I don't support Accra, for which he does. Uncle Ato says that he talks about my relationship with Akufo-Addo, which is it's true. I mean, I believe that Akufo-Addo is one of the most impactful politicians of the Fourth Republic. I noticed that when I covered him in the Second Parliament, and I noticed that the way his youth mobilization was when I was a university student. So yes, definitely, I'm an apologist of the Akufo-Addo political philosophy. There's no doubt about that. The other thing is that I do not wish the NDC evil. That's also, perhaps it's a bit too harsh. I mean, I have friends in the NDC. I am generally a political animal, so I like to follow politics a lot. So it is true that when Uncle Ato was at Church Street in those days of Mills, I will go there often with Harry Zakor. I don't remember asking him to give me a position, but yes, I visited him all the time. I will harass him for this and for that, and that's also true. I used to go to Church Street. Sometimes David Lamte will send me there as well, so that's true. The other thing is the thing we are discussing is not coming out of me. It's coming out of Musa Dankwa's polls. This is really the point that has to be made. It's not me saying that I'm coming here this morning to discuss something that is not born out of it. It's a newspaper review program. So the newspaper agenda is what we are following. Sometimes we can add other things, but those things must have been in the news. So we are talking about Sam George this morning because it is in the news. We are talking about the NDC's presidential primaries because Musa Dankwa has been polling about it, and it forms part of the news. Anytime Musa Dankwa picks up a poll, it is a big story on Joy FM and Joy Headline News and all of that. So that is why we are talking about the NDC situation. I was here last week. We probably didn't talk about the NDC situation. We talked about something else. I wanted to discuss if it has been reported that Richard Japa and Godfrey Dami petitions to the CID, which I'm very interested in. So I have to plead with Uncle Ato that the things he heard me said were based on a discussion of the Musa Dankwa polls, to which I gave some flesh to. And I was also concerned that Ben Brito-Chemalon, especially one of the respected journalists, as I said, broadcasters, was concerned about the way Musa Dankwa was doing the polls too early And Musa Dankwa stood his ground and said that he's a pollster. He pulls up polls every 3 months, and so he will continue to do it, and that they do it everywhere in the world. This is what has got me talking about the NDC flag bearership. Muhammadu Bawumia is now on 47%, suggesting that the MPP election is going into a second round.
Right.
If the MPP election comes and somebody wins a first round victory, that's a problem. He's predicted this Haruna Idrisu lead. If he continues the prediction and the event comes up and Julius Debra and Asidun Ketia lock horns at the top and Haruna is way behind, that's a problem. But Haruna himself is introducing a new ticket. That's quite interesting. He's suggesting to us that Professor Jenano Opoku-Agyeman should be part of the process.
Yeah.
And in that case, I have heard that if Jenano Opoku-Agyeman is the number 1, then Idrisu Haruna will be number 2, which is quite an appreciable ticket. You know, if the NDC can put it together. I'm not sure how Ghanaians are going to respond to transitioning a woman from vice president to president in one election cycle. I'm not sure how that's going to be, but it will be a progress in our democratic work to see something like that. It will be interesting to see how that pair compares with whatever pair the MPP are bringing up. So
because as we speak, we're not too clear whether Prof herself is interested or not. We don't.
Well, she hasn't said anything.
She hasn't said anything.
But you see, she has a political advisor. The reason why I suspect that she may be interested in her office is a major political stalwart.
Yes.
Samuel Ofusu-Ampofo,
yes,
who is a major former chairman of the party.
Yes.
Is a political advisor to the vice president.
Right.
Ofusu-Ampofo and Asidun Ketia had a contest the other day, and Asidun Ketia beat him. People even thought that Asidun Ketia had betrayed his chairman by contesting his own chairman. So I can understand there may be some political tension over there. Ofusu-Ampofo will be there to establish the the vice president's political backbone. In there also is Alex Segbefia. That's quite a formidable team if you are looking at the NDC situation.
What makes this analysis a little tricky is that we shouldn't also rule out Samuel Ofusu-Ampofo
himself.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that happening too. But
I want us to. This is the statement you're talking about, even though it's not our main conversation. But I think this is what Paul is talking about. Right. So this is it is my prayer that God will give you long life and good health, so that probably you will be elevated to become the first female president of the Republic of Ghana. He doesn't tell us whether it's 2028 or 2032.
Well, to use the word elevation suggests that it's immediate.
This was
because she's vice president.
This was her visit to the Ministry of Education. You know, as part of her portfolio, she's responsible for education, gender, and other social ministries.
Right.
So she visited the minister, and the minister expressed his joy in receiving her.
Okay.
And so make this prayer. As a Muslim, it's typical of such a prayer is typical of a Muslim. You understand?
But he's also a politician.
But I want to look at. I know Haruna Idrisu very well, and I know where.